thing that, Chair, I want to get clearly from the attorney, so that we don't really get lost in semantics. Whose money has been used to put up the facility? Where's the attorney?
I can take that.
Okay. So you take a number of them, eh? Whose money has been used to build the facility? Secondly, is there a repayment of that money? Is there going to be a repayment of that money? And thirdly, is there an interest to be paid on the money that has been used? Now, Chair, if then the response is that somebody else's money has been used to put up the facility, and that the county government of Homa Bay will have to repay that money over a period of time, and there is an interest that is going to be charged on that money, then Chair, it doesn't matter what you call that thing. It's a loan. That's what it is.
Yeah. For me, Chair.
Okay, Senator Maruma.
Yeah, the TPS was anchored on the law called Homa Bay County Infrastructure Financing Fund. How is it possible to execute it without opening the SPA, the special purpose account? Because then, ab initio, the TPS started without following the law.
Chair, I was trying to find the provision that establishes the central bank. But on this controversy, I think we can all agree that the central bank, as the chief bank of government and the one that sets policy for everyone else to follow, should be the guide, Chair, on what should have happened in this particular case. In fact, instead of stressing the county attorney there, the letter from the central bank dated June 11th, 2024, is for me instructive, Honorable Chair. If you go to actually both paragraphs, but I just want you to take note of what the central bank is saying at paragraph 2, that further as a standard practice, counties and indeed all the public entities at all levels of government requesting CBK to open special program accounts usually obtain and submit a very specific no objection letter from the National Treasury to operate those specified fund accounts. And the county, having been properly guided by the central bank, Honorable Chair, they needed to comply with those directives. And I don't think, because I have not seen the correspondence from Treasury, what I suspect, Honorable Chair, is if that correspondence exists, they would have been given the same guidance that you have given, that such arrangements require the guarantee of the national government. And that's why probably that letter is not here. Okay, we can allow the governor to respond to the various issues, and we can make them quick fire responses because we are supposed to be out of here in another 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. I think Senator Mambua asked whose money was used for these purposes. This is county pensions money. It's our pensions kept by CPF coming back to invest, as pensions do across the world. Is there repayment? Yes, we make a monthly payment to the county pensions fund. Now not passing through the special purpose account because we have not been able to open it yet, but directly to CPF. Is there a cost of money? Yes, there is a cost of money embedded within the 820 million.
Just to be specific, is there an interest? That's what you are calling cost of money. And what is it?
The amount that we are paying as tenant purchase, we are paying the 820 million. So every amount has been worked in within that 820
So how much of that is interest? Because, you know, the conventional TPS is that you get a purchase price, but because you're paying over a period of time, an interest is levied. This seems to be the other way around.
So the purchase price for this, is
820.
Office is 820.
What is the annual interest?
No, that is what we pay to CPF.
So in the 820, how much is interest within the 820? Chair, it would just
we are occupying a building done by CPF. We pay them an amount every month that will amount to 820 million.
Chair, if you want to know what the interest is, you just minus the cost of the project, the cost of the actual construction from the payment, 820. So I thought I saw a figure somewhere of the total cost of the project was how much? Not what you're paying.
It's 820.
The cost of the construction. Governor, you know how you are very clear on how much it costs to build a 2-door toilet in Kaksingri. How much does it take to put up that office block? Minus what you're paying, or minus from what you're paying, we will get the figure of the interest.
Correct.
It's that simple.
Okay. Like Chairman, through you, the contract that was ink and paper, what was spent between CPF and the county, what was the figure?
820.
820.
Yes. So, Chairman, maybe what I could say is because the issue we were responding to, raised by the auditor, was the issue of the special purpose account. So I see Senator Sifuna is asking, for example, what is the cost of the building and so on. All these are issues that are not handled on our end. As we're in a TPS arrangement with this county pensions fund.
So you are saying somebody who knows the actual construction of the office building, Huduma Center, amphitheater, is county pension fund?
The county pensions fund.
No. It can't be like
that. That's what I got the governor
because
to be saying.
By the time you get into that contractual arrangement, you've got clever people in the organization, you've done your analysis, and you're saying this is value for money, isn't it? So there also has to be some internal evaluation.
Yes.
In fact, for a TPS,
yes,
what are the applicable procurement procedures?
Our procurement people, I think, are here.
Because you cannot come up with this infrastructure funding bill to rewrite the procurement laws and to rewrite the PFM and to rewrite the constitution.
Chairman, I want to assure this committee, number one, that every procurement law applicable was followed.
In this case, what was the procedure? Just for our
we advertised for it, and I think the procurement people will detail the process. They are here.
Can they just describe it quickly?
And Chair, I think the bottom line riding on your question is we want the specific amount that was used for the main headquarter building. Just specific, if it is 300 million for one, apart from explaining the process.
Because if
we get that, then we can know out of 820.
As someone who comes from Homa Bay, I know the building exists. The building is there. So it's not a hypothetical thing. However, we have a responsibility to advise 46 other county governments.
Correct.
And that's why we must establish the constitutionality and the legality and how procedural this is.
No, Chair, we are not doubting the building. I know who opened it. So the issue is, I know who opened it. So the issue is the legality of the process.
You must have been present at the opening.
Personally, I suspect that there is absolutely no way that the county government of Homa Bay cannot know the amount of money that was put in that structure. It's not possible. I remember getting into an argument with one of the other governors who came here. I think she was talking about a hospital that was being built. I think it was Runyenjes or something like that. And they were saying even the BQs. There is someone in this team who has seen the BQs of that hospital and they know exactly how much. But because there is a cost of financing, Governor, so that if the procurement laws were followed, then you should have been telling the Senate and the people of Homa Bay, this is the best deal we could get you in terms of the cost of financing vis-a-vis the building that we are getting. Someone in that team has that answer.
I think the governor referred to the procurement team. Who's the head of procurement? Could you tell us, did you do a professional opinion on this?
Yes.
And just go on record, introduce yourself. Were you in the room when so do you even know what you're talking about?
Honorable Chair, I've been keenly following, so I know what...
okay,
just
introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senator. My name is Peter Odiango, Head of Procurement Homa Bay County, member KISM 667721. So kindly ask the question.
Okay.
Yes.
open tender.
To a professional body. I even had him telling us the membership number. How is it that you do an estimate for the construction of the facility, and according to you, the person who is floating the tender, the cost is 900 million. Then, because there is only one responsive tenderer, you sit down and reduce the cost of the project, you negotiate downwards. What did you eliminate from the project?
Those are details, Honorable Member, but we have minutes to that effect, so that we were.
Is that the way it works, Chair?
I thought he said that there was only one. The final person
yes
quoted 900.
Yes.
But you revised it down to 820.
Yes.
But what was your BQ?
We did not have a BQ because what you wanted.
Oh, so you took anything that was available in the market?
Honorable Chair, I wish you could listen to me. When you want to purchase a space, even here, you only give the specification of what you want. I want a room, this measurement. And
Chair, just on a point of order, looking at time, we are not in a classroom. Just answer specific question.
It's going well, Senator.
No, we
need to be specific.
We love expressing our English, so just understand, my friend.
But looking at time and English, it doesn't add up. So the point I'm trying is, we are just specific, Chair. You have asked a question, was there a BQ?
No, he was explaining something and we have follow-up questions. I think, Chair, you allow him to proceed.
Okay, please, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Here we like to give people enough rope to hang themselves.
Honorable Chair, what we had done in the document is that we wanted an office block. It's, in simple terms, we wanted somewhere to sit like this room. So we give specification of what you want. Then the owner of the room will give their price, what they can offer. So we had specification of exactly what we needed, and that's what we had put in the tender document.
Did you have a budget? Because the budget then drives the kind of stuff you're looking for.
Yes,
here in Nairobi, you can decide to sit at Delta, you can decide to sit in Lavington, or you can decide to sit on River Road,
yes,
depending on your budget.
Yes.
So when you went to market, what was your budget?
Also, Chair, because when you're building a county headquarters, you're essentially looking for a space that can accommodate the county executive. You know your staff establishment, the sort of numbers of the people that you need. You can't just say you're looking for a space to sit, because the ultimate intention, from what I gather, is to have one central place where the entire county government is.
Yes.
So that cannot be something that is left to the tenant purchase service provider, that I'm looking for a 3-bedroom house and then he tells me he has a 2-bedroom in Buruburu.
Maybe before he answers that particular question, the county secretary was at the forefront of providing, it was a very detailed process. Maybe we haven't expressed it well enough. Because of the magnitude of the project, we wanted to cover every ground. So I want to ask the county secretary on the question that Senator is asking around the issue of, did we just go and say we want a space? Because I remember we had several meetings with officers, departments, cabinet, everybody. County secretary, just on that specific one.
County secretary, just in 2 minutes.
The professor.
Thank you, Chair. What we did first was to assess the number of people that need to occupy this space. And we looked at all those who need to sit at the headquarters. We are not including those who are sitting at the sub counties. And then from there, we knew also different cadres of officers. We have the CCMs, we have the chief officers, we have the directors, and we gave very specific instruction on what a director office need to look like, what CEC office need to look like. And based on this, we counted all the spaces that are required, plus the number of people who are required, and that's what we put in the tender.
But in your mind, you didn't have, because if you have all those specifications, then you cannot fail to have a cost specification.
For money, it will go to the chief officer, the CEC, but mine was to how many people need to sit there, what type of space that they need, and from there we could do the estimate.
Members, I think also for neatness of this, we must set up a separate meeting.
And also the county pension fund must be here.
Yeah, we must set up a separate meeting because we might come to conclusions without interrogating all the facets. We must look at the legality and the constitutionality of this approach, and we must also look at the procurement elements, and we must thoroughly test this model such that if we find it to be lawful and constitutional and prudent, we can make a recommendation to other counties to follow the same model. I believe we'll be better off as a Senate, or the people of Homa Bay will be better off if we have a proper detailed inquiry where the procurement officer is not just talking off the cuff, is talking on the basis of professional documents, professional opinions, and procedures that were adhered to. I don't know what you feel.
And Chair, you know, when I looked at the profile of the County Secretary, he's a professor, an engineer. I thought that should be more detailed, but then time doesn't allow. Really, we start with the architectural design, then engineer's estimates and everything. I thought would give us that. But as Chair, you rule that let's have opportunity to give the county government enough time to explain this model, because then that can be given to other counties to also use to have their infrastructure in place.
Yeah, if time was on our side, we would have spent more time on it. But
the county pension fund, they should be here. And also the issue of repayment, because that has not been answered, Chair. And also
you asked something around securitization.
Securitization of revenue and how that payment will be done. And I have seen the report also of health and occupation. It is just one page, so I don't know. There is a principle of wezi kama hata kama wewe ni kinyozi wezi jinyoa. I've seen the department that approve occupation is a part of the departments in the county. So maybe those are questions we can further inquire into.
Fine.
So Senator, that when Wambua becomes the governor, he can borrow this model.
Senator Wambua?
Yeah. Cherargei and the opposition with me becoming governor is now, I don't know. So Chair, I think first of all, we must also, Governor Gladys, you know, these are 2023 arrangements, if I got it right. Personally, from where I sit, I must give it to you that between 2023 and 2026, 2025, you have a block. I mean, let's begin from there. Yeah, there are counties like some that are seated next to me that started their projects.
You know, you can't compare. I'm sorry to say.
I thought Sifuna is also sitting next to Wambua. I don't know why you're jittering.
Don't compare. By the way, credit to Homa Bay. You know, if you go to Nyamira, we started our county headquarters in 2013. We have spent close to what she has spent, but we have nothing. So I'm just sitting here.
Let me finish
and that's why, if this is the right model, we can export it to other
by
countries.
the way, this gentleman, the lawyer, should read.
Have you taken the floor from me?
Should read. You know, if you read how United States acquired Louisiana, it was purchased by Thomas Jefferson in 1803, and he was faced with what I had the gentleman trying to explain: the strict or liberal interpretation of the Constitution. Because Jefferson needed to summon Congress to authorize his borrowing. But he thought, because America needed to acquire that territory and River Mississippi, he bought the territory and sought to explain to Congress what he did later. I think that's what Governor Homa Bay has done. So let's say if
I thought he was being helpful.
if in all fairness, you know, if you pick the case of Homa Bay and the case of Nyamira, if the case of CPF can work the way it has worked, if it can deliver an office within 6 months, I'd rather go this route than go through what is happening in Nyamira. We don't have county headquarters. We are housed by the county, how do you call them? The provincial administration, then the county commissioner. That's where we are housed.
Senator Wambua, take back your mic.
So I agree with you that let's interrogate this.
All angles.
If CPF can deliver within 6 months, I'll pick that model.
That's okay. Now, what we say after this may not be on record because it's already 2:30.